What's up, everybody? Andy Bacoris here from Carry Your Cross. Today I want to talk about one of the fundamental messages of Carry Your Cross. It is in the Bible verse that Carry Your Cross was built upon. Luke 9:23, Jesus tells his disciples, "If you wish to follow me, you must deny yourself, pick up your cross, and follow me." Today we're going to focus on what does it mean to deny yourself or to die to yourself. Well, I'm going to talk about two ways in which we do this and how you can do it too. The first way is through everyday temptations. When we come into situations or personal situations where we are tempted with doing something that we know is wrong, we know that it goes against God's will. Now, when we think about God's will, let's take a step back for a second. I feel like many of us growing up in the faith, we think about God's will as rules and laws that are thrown upon us in order to make us not have a fun time. I thought that for a long time. In reality, God creates his laws and his commandments and his teachings because he knows that when we fall into sin, when we do what he is not asking of us, we can be badly hurt. He doesn't want to see us hurt ourselves. So he gives us these commandments and these teachings in order to steer us in the right direction so we aren't hurt. And I know that many of you that, including myself, when you go down the wrong path, you do get hurt. You do get hurt, and that is one of the reasons why God gives us his teachings. Now, coming back to denying ourselves. When we're in a situation where we know that there's a temptation to do something that God doesn't necessarily want us to do, but we say, listen, this is what I want right now in the moment. This is going to make me feel good. So I'm going to do it. And I know I'm going to turn away from God. Really, it's the fundamental nature of sin. Turning away from God and doing what I want, not what God wants. We must deny ourselves in that moment. We must die to our desires in that moment and say, God, I'm going to sacrifice what I want right now because I know it's not right. And I'm going to come back to you, and I'm going to do what I know you want me to do in this moment. That's difficult. Temptation is really difficult. It's not easy. That's why we fail. That's why people fall all the time. Now, when we think about denying ourselves and turning back to God, that just doesn't come with nothing. It builds our strength. It brings us closer to God, builds our relationship with him, and it creates stronger versions of ourselves. Now, let's talk about the second way we can deny ourselves and die to ourselves. God has a will for our life. He has a plan in our life. I believe that God has a full plan for how our life is supposed to go. It's great to have goals and dreams and vision for where we want our life to go. That's one of the beautiful things about this life and being a human, that we can dream in the direction that we want to go, and we can make those dreams a reality. But I think what we need to keep in mind is that even while creating these dreams, even while creating this vision of where we want to go, it's really important to have those conversations with God and say, God, I know where I want to go. This is what I feel. This is the direction that I want my life to go. But I want what you know is right for me. I want the will of your vision for me to trump my vision because I trust in you. I trust that what you want me to do, whatever that is the right thing for me. That's a hard thing to do, right? It's not easy. But let me give you an example. Anytime, in my personal life that I'm making a hard decision, where I know I'm at a crossroad and I can either go left or I can go right, I always ask God, please show me extremely clearly which direction I should go. What is your will? Where should I go here? Close the door tightly, shut, very clearly in front of me, the path that you do not want me to go down, and open wide the door that you want me to go down. Just got super dark in here. Now, anytime that I've ever done that, God has shown me extremely clearly which direction I should go. And listen, sometimes The door that's closed is the door that you want it to go down in that moment. But you got to trust God that His will is above your own will, and you must die to yourself. If we trust God, that He's an all-loving God, He's an all-knowing God, that He knows what's best for us, then we have to be okay with His will over our own. So there you have it. There's 2 ways that you can die to yourself, to deny yourself and carry your cross. Hope that helped, everybody. We'll talk to you soon. God bless, and carry your cross.